To turn everything off because I don't know why I'm getting booted. I'm gonna close the chat. I don't know. Close everything I can close, I guess. Turn the music off. Don't really know what else to do here. Don't know what else to do about that. I know this is extremely annoying having to refine the new streams and everything, but I got no other alternatives, man. I keep getting booted, so it is what it is. I'm halfway tempted to just record the video and we can watch it later. I don't know what else to do. This is getting kind of absurd at this point. I'm going to slide this over here. And the Falcons have traded. So now we got again, I'm going to try to see if we can get through this stream without getting booted again. It's pretty obvious they're taking Justin Fields. I don't know why they're taking so long to get the pick in, but kind of interesting. Kyle Pitts goes to the 49ers. I think that's wildly unrealistic, the fact that they would trade away all those picks to take Pitts. I just think that's absurd, but it is what it is. It's also stupid because they have Kittle, and I've heard some people talk about, well, then they have two tight ends. Yeah, dude, but it's diminishing returns. Why are the Broncos taking so long? I've been sent a trade offer already. What is that? People acting crazy. What is the trade? You want to trade back? No. Sorry. Why would somebody accept that trade? Who's the Colts? I mean, maybe, but let's talk about it when we get there. Miami traded up in vain. Yeah, right. Dude, what is Denver doing? This is stupid. Does he not know how to do this or what? Thank you very much. I offered some trades. Feel free to counter. Destin, just chill, bro. Just chill. So the Broncos, that's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty cool. Look at all the mad faces. Everybody's... Who's mad at that? That's weird. That's really weird. You can't see the first pick. It's Trevor Lawrence. You can see it on the screen, I think. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Kyle Pitts, and Justin Fields. It's over on the right above my head there. So far, so good. We're not getting booted yet. I turned all the music off. It's just unnecessary to explain all this, but I've been having some problems with the second monitor because the actual graphics card only has like display slots, and I didn't have that, so I plugged it into my graphics, like the whatever you call that, right to the board or whatever, and so it's causing a few issues. I had to disconnect it. I couldn't even open After Effects. I'm thinking maybe that's screwing with me, but I really need to have this over here and this stuff over here. I don't know if that would mess with the internet. I don't know what's going on, but I shut everything off, and I put everything over on this monitor that's working, and just that one thing over there, which should be fine. I mean, it can handle a graphic. I'm just going to try to keep everything else off of it, especially this program that I'm running. I'm going to try to keep it off that monitor. See if that helps. What is Broncos Atlanta trade? That's a good question. So they gave up pick 9, second and a third round pick, I guess. The 8th pick in the second round and 7th pick in the third, I'm assuming is what that means. Yeah, I hear you, Banana. I don't really why they would do that. Another trade out. Is this the Colts again? This has got to be Sewell, I would assume. Titans want me to trade up. No. It's Penny Sewell. The Colts want me to... Oh, I already rejected that. All right. People trying to trade back. Why don't you wait to see what's available? Why don't you just wait, dude? Look at all the trades already. You guys are ridiculous. So New England traded up with Detroit. They don't even know who's going to be available. Who are you trading up for and why? This was the trade that took place there. What other trades we got? Here's the Lions with New England. Is that it so far? Can we just relax for a second? Another trade offer. You guys are stupid, man. I'm sorry. This is really annoying. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Dude, trade up. For what? Who's the Titans? He's really starting to... The Colts and the Titans are rise and draft. That guy's got a decent-sized channel. Being obnoxious. I'm not going to do a blind trade-up. That's stupid. Miami Dolphins get Jamar Chase. Fantastic. I'm going to call it now Pats go Trey Lance. That's an interesting thought, but again... Oh, there you go. You're probably right. I was going to say, you don't know that he's going to be there, so it's a risky thing to do. But there you go. Good call. Trey Lance to New England. So in the end, it ended up working out fairly well. But I don't like that blind trade. Wait until now and then trade up. Because even if you're saying Miami's not going to take him, fine. Somebody can trade up in front of you now with the Miami spot. This website is called Walk the Mock. It's actually a very cool website. You do have to pay for this feature to be able to play with other people. But if you use promo code PACKERNET, that's PACKERNET, all caps, you get 20% off. It's only like $5 a month, or like $30 for the year, and then you take 20% off of that. So it's very cheap, and it is a lot of fun. Again, you can do this with other people. We got 32 people and 32 different teams. And again, some of these are pretty big YouTubers. You probably know a lot of these guys. So, and even some of these guys that, Jeff and Josh and whatever, you are going to drive me. I'm going to have to go in the chat and just call this guy an idiot. What? Stop. Stupid. I mean, this happens every time. I just expected it to be better because these are guys that should know better. Like this is what you do. You do mock drafts all day long. And Rashawn Slater to the Carolina Panthers. What if Green Bay really traded up to try to get Ayuk when he was drafted the pick before we had the chance? I thought, I'd have to go back and look, because I'm guessing you're saying this with some knowledge. I thought Ayuk was gone, and then they traded up, because in my mind, that was the thing that triggered it. That was the thing that it was somebody. So I thought Ayuk was the guy, or was off the board at that time, but I could be wrong about. I'm guessing I probably am because you're bringing that up. I probably am wrong, because that would definitely suck. Because I thought I had heard that they were interested in Ayuk, but I don't know. I fill in a lot of gaps in my memory with things that I make up sometimes. Looks like a very fun website. You should throw it in the description. Paul says Jalen Phillips is not worth a day 2 pick, let alone a top 10 pick. 4 concussions, 2 ankle surgeries, even if healthy. About to be a girl fight. There you go, Sertan. I gotta make it. Somebody say something so I know that we're live, because the viewers are starting to go down. I should just pull it up on my phone is what I should do. Driving me nuts. Steve jumping in on Patreon. I don't know if you're watching, Steve, but I appreciate you. Go to my channel, go to videos. We're live. All right, nice. We're good. I remember the trade-up happened before Ayuk was taken. I could be wrong. Ryan's talk was just making me think of not trading up too early. Yeah, I don't know. You could be right. I really don't remember. That was just, again, I fill stuff into my brain, and I don't know. Again, a couple shout-outs. I don't know if either Cole or Steve. Thank you guys both for jumping in on Patreon. I really do appreciate that. And Mike, once again, big shout-out to you. Thanks for the $5. I got my little leaderboard over here. You can see it. Ba-bow. So we've got... there's a link if you're watching on Facebook that I think you can contribute to what I've labeled as the Taco Fund. Here, this is simple. Giants should be taking Devontae Smith, right? I'm surprised that it's taken these guys so long to pick. I wonder, maybe they're just not showing up. Maybe they're not here. You're good in and out, however. Yeah, sorry about that. This sucks. I don't know what to do, man. Philadelphia Eagles have traded their... Mac Jones going to the Broncos. What are the reactions? A lot of laughing. I knew there was going to be a lot of laughing and a lot of mad. The other thing you can do, if you go to Walk the Mock, is you can be a spectator, and I think there's a spectator link to this. I mean, you can watch it on these streams, so it doesn't matter, but just so you know, that's probably why there's so many. I mean, there were like 30 mad faces plus a bunch of laughing. So there are people here that aren't participating in the mock, but they are. Bing, 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 bing. My brain can't do two things at once. I'm trying to make sure I'm still connected. It looks like I am. So you can spectate if you wanted to. But again, you don't have to because you have 32 people. Probably 28 of them have YouTube channels, so you can watch it anywhere. Probably watch somebody else that's stream isn't breaking up every 5 seconds if you wanted to. Chargers offensive line makes sense. They need a lot of stuff, man. I don't know. JC Horn. Pedro. Woo! My man. Yes, sir. It's the highlight of the stream. All the thumbs up. I dig it. Did the Broncos take 2 quarterbacks? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, wait a minute. See, this is when people start acting stupid. He offered a 2022 first-round pick. People do this all the time. They use next year and the year after that, Joey, to trade up. And again, a lot of people do stupid stuff, and it drives me nuts, and it's the one thing I don't like, especially when they trade with bots, because bots just take whatever is a good, reasonable value. I mean, it ruins the whole thing. This whole experience has been ruined for everybody watching, for everybody participating, because some idiot named Brandon traded away a 2022 first-round pick to move up to pick 12 with the Eagles and take a second quarterback. It ruins the whole thing. It's not funny. It's stupid. And every time I've done this, somebody's done that. I want to know who he sent me a list of all the participants. I want to find out who Brandon is because it's insane. I mean, he apparently has some kind of a big following, and it's absurd. I don't know. Whatever. It's so stupid. I really had high hopes for this. There are going to be people that actually care and are going to take this seriously, and we're going to try to make a fun experience, make some good content for the people, and some idiot is ruining it. So, whatever. Is what it is. One Bar, my man. He's a good dude. He's got some great Vikings content. I don't know if he's here because the clock ran out, but I'm thinking Quiddy Pay here. Jalen Waddle. I don't think One Bar's here. I think he's missing this. I don't think he would take Jalen Waddle. That's silly. I don't know. Too old for this, says, right? It's stupid. They aren't the Bears. It's a good point. If it was the Bears, I'd let it slide because then we're talking about realistic, right? That's something they would do. Trade away everything for something stupid. So Quiddy Pay's still on the board. Made it past the Vikings. That's kind of exciting. Texans probably could have used that pick for Mac Jones at this point, all things considered. It's not a laughing matter, but let's face it, it is what it is. I don't think he's going to be playing for the Texans. Chris says, I feel your pain. Mike Witt wants the Packers to take an offensive tackle. I'll be honest, I think I'm leaning that way. Chris says the Facebook stream went down. So I streamed again. What's going to end up happening is there's another stream, you just can't see it. So I will undo this. I just stopped doing it because I got tired of replacing it every second. But here you can see no, that says was live. This one says was live. Oh, wait, I didn't share it to the group. That's what it is. All right, I guess I'll do it again. As soon as I do this, it's going to bump me. This one's still live. We'll share it to the group. Did I already share it to the group? No, it's right here. There we go. All right, now we're there. Texans need a lot of stuff. I don't know. They can do whatever they want. It doesn't. That's such a mess over there. It's so bad. That's got to be the biggest mess in foot. With the Deshaun situation, it's like that's as ugly as it gets. I ate way too much barbecue, man. I am uncomfortable right now. I'm very uncomfortable. Oosh. And they take an interior offensive lineman, so I guess, I mean, whatever. Steve, yeah, man, I appreciate it again. I don't know if you're watching, but thank you for jumping in on Le Patreon. How do the Texans have a first? I don't know. Let's see. How do they have a first? I don't know. Stop Packers for the Raiders. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We got JOK sitting there. For us right now, I mean, it's still way out, but obviously Tevin Jenkins is a consideration. It doesn't look like he's going to make it because on this board, they're sitting at 18. Cosme, of course, would be the Raiders have traded, so the Browns have moved up. So the Browns, they could, Micah Parsons. I bet they're going Micah Parsons here. That's my guess. I'm surprised the Raiders didn't take him. I guess they're not going linebacker. Yeah, Micah Parsons to the Browns. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what they gave up, but I respect that. Miami and Broshmo. Broshmo took Jamar Chase at wide receiver. I feel like offensive line would be great to be able to help protect. Otherwise, you got a lot of defensive pieces that you could use. I think linebacker would make a lot of sense, although a lot of Miami Dolphins fans like their linebackers. An edge rusher would be great. Zaven, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. Meat sick. I don't know what that means. Oh, yes, I am absolutely meat sick. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of it. I'm just expressing to you that it hurts, and I'm uncomfortable. It was I bought a bunch of meat. It's kind of a celebration. We don't eat out very much, whatever, but we were having a celebration because of the house and a couple other things that we got. So we went to a barbecue place. We've never been there. We don't really get barbecue because it's expensive and, picky kids, vegetarian wife. It's a whole thing. But the plan was to get this big platter, and we were going to kind of share it. The kids got their own stuff, and I ended up eating the whole thing myself, so don't judge me. The Dolphins have traded the pick. So all right. So the Dolphins don't feel the need to take a pick here, and I can understand that. They don't like the value of the guys that are here. They're wanting to move back. Maybe looking at, you got Javon Holland. You got some running backs you can get later on, so that kind of makes sense. So they're wanting to move back. Tampa Bay is sitting here. Edge rusher is a consideration. I know they brought everybody back, but it's kind of like a one-year thing. So, who knows? I don't think they go linebacker, although, again, yeah, so Kwity Paye, it makes sense. They did lose some defensive line pieces, but I could see why people would be shocked and upset because you're trading up for something that you don't really need that bad. But kudos to Broshmo. We'll see what he gets in the end. That must have been a pretty big ask. Oh, that's a lot. So, there's a lot of jockeying back and forth. But basically, they traded back in the first, traded up in the second, got an additional third, and then a 2022 third. So that's a lot for Kwity. But whatever. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. The more dumb stuff you do, the better it is for me. Packers trade their first, fourth, and sixth round to the Cardinals for pick 21. Yeah, maybe. I've had the Colts have been trying to get me to take pick 21 for a long time. I don't really want to. I mean, there's nothing sitting there right now that I feel I need to go up and get. Bears on the clock. They got to be taking Tevin. I think this is when we lose Tevin right here. I mean, the Colts at 21. Yeah, I got you. Keep hearing about those on the pods. Glad I finally get to see one. Yeah, for sure, man. Glad you're here. This is the craziest draft I've ever seen. Shocked, especially with you two. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, some of these, I don't know who some of these guys are, and I'm sure some of them would not be doing that kind of stuff. NFL retweet. Again, I think this is going to be Tevin. We'll see. Yep. Yeah, some of these guys you just expect to know, but I don't know who they are or what they're doing. But I mean, this is a big time guy right here. Broshmo is blowing up. He does good work. I mean, some of these guys. I mean, Goat House is a big guy on YouTube. Um, I don't know what's going on. This one infuriates me. And again, I see that all the time when I host these. I would just expect more from these guys. But whatever, we move on, right? At the end of the day, at pick 12, Mac Jones wins. Is that unrealistic? No. Did somebody do something stupid to make the yeah, whatever? Just we'll get that out of our head. We're focused on the Packers. We get the opportunity to trade back and forth with real life human beings and that kind of stuff. So we'll flow with it. Mike wants Zaven. I'm not super opposed to Zaven. I just don't think that's going to be, well, I mean, you can see he's, whatever. Zaven would be cool, but he's going to be gone. Sam's cool, but he's going to be gone. Bateman would be cool. I'll be honest, if Bateman's there, it's a consideration. I don't think I'm going to take a wide receiver. That's one where I would consider it. Christian Barmore, by the way, you want to talk about a position we're not really going to get later on, defensive tackle. There's a lot of tackles, but if you're looking for well-rounded guys that are going to provide not just run defense, but actually be able to line up next to Kenny Clark and provide pass rush, you've got Christian Barmore and Colts have traded. Yeah, these guys are just that. He finally traded us. He's been wanting to trade out of that spot so bad. Chargers now. Did they get an offensive lineman the first time around? They got Darisaw. I wonder if they would take Cosme as well. I don't think they would take 2 tackles. They got Balaga for a while. So I don't know what they're trading up for. Maybe Bateman, get a second guy. Barmore to get some help along the defensive line in between your pass rushers. I don't know. I'm not sure. He must have had a plan, but yet he's sitting there. So did he have a plan? Apparently he did. Here we go. My phone's almost dead. If my wife is still watching, if you want to send one of the children down with my charger, I would not be opposed to that. I'm just saying. Caleb Farley. All right. So, I mean, if he clears the medicals, you think he's worth it, or if you just haven't been watching the news about the medicals, then there you go. Just saying thank you to Steve for the Patreon. Titans usually were looking for pass rushers. I don't know why. This is like another guy that wanted to keep trading back with me. He took Bateman, so whatever. A wide receiver has become more popular because of the loss of, I don't know, I always forget the guy's name, but you know who I'm talking about. Why is the top of this cut off? There we go. I guess it doesn't matter. But I'm still surprised. And again, why trade back? I mean, if you trade back, you're not getting Bateman, and you're going to possibly lose some of those pass rushers as well. That's why blind trades are just dumb. I don't get it. Greg Newsome has gone to the Jets early, so we got a big fan of Newsome. And that's not one of those things where I'm like, that's so stupid, it's unrealistic. That could happen. I could absolutely see Newsome going at 23, and I wouldn't be mad about it because, again, I'm not a huge fan of him. First round linebackers have a horrible track record of success in the NFL draft. I tend to agree. Not everyone agrees with me on that point, but it is true. I say that weekly on the podcast. I really do. But every year I'm not opposed to it because you see the talent, right? You see the talent in Zaven and Patrick Queen and all these guys, and it's like you just feel like it's got to be there. And it doesn't make sense to say first-round guys are going to be terrible, but fifth-round guys are going to be great. I just think it's a little bit more of a crapshoot, but you probably still have a better chance just based on the athleticism and everything else of these first-round guys hitting. If you're going to get the next the next stud linebacker is probably coming in the first. But as a general rule, we get super excited about these guys, these can't-miss prospect linebackers, and they're having a hard time panning out. Last year especially was brutal. What's his name in the early first round barely played. Cosme at 29 is probably best case, but Bateman would be the most exciting. Never mind. Yeah, Cosme would be cool, man. That's an auto pick for me. I mean, it's borderline. I'd be willing to trade up. I'm not going to, I don't think, but it's not too bad of an option. The only reason I really wouldn't, obviously, partly is because I don't want to give up draft capital. But I think there's just so many guys that are worth picking. And we are getting close to our pick, so we got to start buckling down. So we're going to go through this, throw in a name that you want me to take, and let me know for the Packers. So Zaven is an option. Sam is an option. Barmore is an option. I think Holland is an option as a third safety. Leatherwood is certainly an option. Trayvon Moehrig, I think, is an option. Let's see. Jammin, kind of. I do like Elijah Moore a lot. I don't know for sure that I'd want to go that route. Too much value later on to trade up. I agree. I tend to think that's the case. There are 2 future Hall of Famers, Pitts and Collins. So Mike is all in on Zaven. And I'll be honest, I don't think I'm taking him. And it's one of those things where if he becomes a Hall of Famer, I'm going to look at it and go, yeah, that makes sense. And I was stupid, but I'll sleep at night just fine. Asante Samuel is a guy that probably is going to be there, and I wouldn't even mind if I went a little bit early on him. I think some of the testing numbers have kind of helped me to understand that he probably is better suited for the second round. He still has the potential to be a stud cornerback, but it kind of is like, he doesn't have that Jair, like the testing kind of puts it over the top where like this guy has that elite level, whatever. So Trayvon Moehrig wasn't very high on my list. So everybody that goes that isn't super high on my list, I'm kind of a big fan of. And I am sort of leaning corner a little bit just because there's so many tackles that I saw. I shouldn't say so many, but there were several tackles that I saw that I think are a decent value at the back of the second. What else? A wide receiver is another option. And again, there's a lot of guys I like. I do think the talent drops off quite a bit, but I think we've got an option at the... So who do we... the order is a little bit different than I'm used to. Let me just go sort here. So Terrace Marshall is an option. Kadarius Toney is absolutely an option. He's fallen to 49. I'm not opposed to that at all in the first round. I think he's a good enough talent to go in the first round for sure. Zaven Collins is Brian Urlacher, only better. Mike is just all jag. I love when people are passionate about guys. I love it. I really do. Mike Witt says, I'd love Tevin Jenkins in the first and Asante Samuel in the second. So Tevin went to the Bears, so we can't do that. But I hear you. And Asante's not going to make it to the second. Barmore, if he's there. Christensen as a later round offensive tackle. I do like Christensen. And Christensen is one of the biggest reasons because I think he's going to be there. Now, again, there's a lot of other thinking human beings like me who might be looking at this going, dude, Christensen for sure. But you look at this. They even got Jalen Mayfield at 97, Brady Christensen at 102. I looked at Alaric Jackson. I think that's a decent option. So, we could possibly get Brady in the third, but I think he's more than enough value in the second. You start getting cute with it, and somebody else jumps up and takes him in the whatever. So Barmore's gone. That would have been a great option, but at least we can scratch that off the list. What about Jalen Mayfield or Dylan? I don't think I'm going to go first round. Jalen Mayfield, I'm not a huge fan of in the first round, but based on this, and again, anybody can take whoever they want, whenever they want, but if they're going based on the board that's here, Jalen will be there at the end of the third. I would be shocked if he goes. So we've just got a couple picks. And remember, trading back is an option. I want to actually look at this and see how far back we have to go to get another third-round pick. I'm just curious. Let's do Detroit. Oh, so I just have to... So we can get back of... They've got a bunch of third-round picks. I'm tempted, man. I might just hang out on this pick, see if somebody wants to trade up. It says we're on the clock. Let's just see. If we do have 2 minutes. Yeah, Chris says trade back. I don't mind, especially since Asante Samuel's probably going to be there. Is Cosme still on the board? That might be the right pick if he is. I got to get that. Oh, he is there. Dude. That is a good pick. I want to look over here on my thing. Cosme does make a lot of sense. And he's a fantastic value sitting here. So looking at the grades, yeah, he had a 90.7 overall pass blocking grade. He's gotten better every single year. 2018, he went from 82 to 86 to 90. His run blocking grade went from 74 to 76 to 86. If we look at his run blocking just to see scheme-wise, 68% zone, so very zone-heavy, very similar to what the Packers do. If we look at where he's played, we'll look at his blocking. He's played 1,053 snaps at right tackle, 1,548. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll put him at left tackle to start. We'll move him over to right tackle once Bakhtiari comes back. I think that's going to be it. There it is, folks. Didn't think he was going to make it. According to this fantastic value, according to this over here, Samuel Cosmi is 31st. So fine value. And there's really nobody here that would have been a better value that's available. So, yeah, I'm comfortable with it. Let's see what the reactions were. One person laughed, probably the idiot who traded up for 2 quarterbacks, and then 4 people smiled. So, I mean, it's a straightforward pick. I mean, there's nothing controversial about it. Again, the tackle is the one thing that we probably could have got later. Trading back would have been decent, but it's hard to do when Cosmi's just sitting there. You know what I mean? Fantastic. I mean, he gets better every single year. Elite pass blocker, very good run blocker, heavy zone guy. And again, he'll play left tackle to start, and we'll put Billy Turner or whoever at right tackle. We'll shuffle that around. Bakhtiari comes back. We kick him over to right. Billy Turner goes inside. Good to go. Kids are falling through the ceiling up there. Is Moore from Purdue still available? I believe he is. Let's take a look. Yes, Rondale Moore. And we might even be able to get him in the second, again, because of these rankings. These rankings are kind of, they're different than what I'm used to. I'm used to Rondale Moore being kind of a early second round kind of a prospect. They've got him, whatever. So far it seems everyone's happy. Mike says Cosmi Tape is fantastic, heck of an athlete. Mark says good pick. Chris says I'd be happy with that. BRM says well done. Mike says great pick. Paula says good job. So yeah. So I'm glad we're all glad. I'm glad we're all on the same page with that. Right. Are they live tweeting picks or what? There we go. So they are. So Walk the Mock is on Twitter. You can follow him on Twitter. If you can't remember or whatever, that'll be a good way to be like, what was that site again? Because they obviously have it on their thing. But yeah, they're live tweeting. So I'm gonna go ahead and retweet this. First pick is in. I don't know. Join in the fun. I don't know. Something stupid. Chiefs have traded their pick to the LA Rams. I miss my music. I don't want to get kicked off, but I miss my music. All right, what do we got? It's great when BPA and need me. That's how it felt, David. And I think, and whoever said that, the prudent pick was absolutely right. That's what it was, and that's why I couldn't trade back, even though I know we could have gotten a good player. You've got best player available and a fantastic value according to this board. I mean, he was like an early 20-something. And need. I mean, he's a perfect need fit. So it just came together like this. So it's one of those things where you feel like you want to get cute and do something exciting and do a trade, but it's like, that's what you got to do. Anything that makes it more likely we move on from Billy Turner is good with me, says Mike. And I tend to agree with that. Value now for Cosmi, and in 2022, if Turner is gone, Andy Monday says absolutely. Van Kane says, as a Packer fan, good pick for Cosmi. I appreciate that. Banana, great pick. Mike says, now start thinking about moving up to grab a surprise. That's not a bad idea because I like a lot of second-round guys. I love a lot of second-round guys, but there are some guys that are like, we should start looking. So who are the guys that it's like, if they're there, that would be crazy. I think Rondale Moore would be somebody that I'd love to go up and get. There's linebackers, and there's stuff like that, maybe. Jamin Davis is probably gone, but that would be kind of cool. Elijah Moore, I absolutely love. Asante Samuel, I mean, that's one of those things. And again, we got to see. So he's supposed to be at 38. If he makes it to, where am I picking? Oh, it doesn't list it that way. I don't think there's any way he falls anywhere near enough for me. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, you know? Wide receiver should be the pick. So Terrace Marshall would be another one. There's a lot of good wide receivers. Terrace Marshall would be fun. Kadarius Toney, I'm not even asking permission. If Kadarius Toney is within striking distance, I think I got to go get him. I'm a big fan. I really like Kadarius. And he's actually low on this board, I think. Where was Kadarius? He's at 49. So if we're picking at, 60? Something like that, and he falls to like 52, you know what I'm saying? Mike says Savin Collins. Gage, says Asante, Melfonwu, or Stokes at the back of round 2. 100% I'm fine with those. Zaven is gone, right? He keeps screaming Zaven. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he went to New Orleans at 28. He's not letting that one go. David Davis says Asante Samuel, 100%. I think he's going to be gone. I don't think I want to move up that far. Terrace Marshall says Mike. More Samuel Iffy in the second. Yeah, Chris is very stingy on a lot of these, but I'm just telling you that's the value, man. You can hit the blue plus sign. It will put players in your queue. Yeah, that's a good point. I could do that. The only thing I don't like is I think sometimes it auto picks them, and it's kind of dumb, but that's not a bad idea. We got a long time to go. We got a lot of time. By the way, I really appreciate you guys being here. It makes it so much more fun to be able to talk through this with you, especially since I know pretty much all of you guys, or have interacted with you in the past several times. Jaguars. Leatherwood's a good player, man. Faux show. It's a good pick. Protect your quarterback. Who else did they pick? I don't know. I'm not going to get cute with it. Let's see who the Jets have picked. They got Zach Wilson and Greg Newsome. So you want to do something with Zach Wilson here. So maybe a wide receiver. Oh, Travis Etienne. I bet they go Etienne here. Or Najee Harris if he's like that. He's clearly got his board, right? I mean, he took Newsome at 23. I shouldn't say Creed Humphrey's a decent value there, but I mean, it's like he's not going with the consensus. If we took a poll, Travis Etienne would get 80%. So I respect it. Are you streaming the real draft in a couple weeks? Great question. So what I'm going to be doing, I don't think it's going to be up on YouTube, but on Facebook, and I can never remember the name of the group or the page. Let me look it up. I'm going to be streaming with somebody. Let me look it up. Green Bay Packer Nation. It has 437,000 people. It's got the GBN logo. If you go over there, I'm going to be streaming with Brady from Green Bay Packer Nation. At least that's the plan. There's always potential technical issues and all that stuff. But I'm very, very excited. We've done some work in the past. I like working with him. Good dude. And it also takes some of the pressure off of me to have to do everything. So it'll be nice to be able to interact with him, interact with people in the comments. So I'm hoping to have you guys over there. If you haven't yet liked or followed or whatever the Green Bay Packer Nation Facebook page, please do so. Brady does great work. He streams like daily and very, very good dude. Real good dude. So that's the plan. And I'm pretty excited about it. I've got my own YouTube channel, so I feel like I should be doing it, but I've kind of taken a step back with all the move. I got my green screen up, so you can't really see what's going on, but we're starting to pack things up and trying to move out of here, and I'm kind of more focused on that. And then the official relaunch of the YouTube channel in July I got like an office and stuff, so I'm hoping to have that all decked out. We'll see, but I'm excited. But that's the plan. Check it out. Rodgers in the third. Are you talking about Amari Rodgers? Rondale Moore in LaFleur's offense would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. No question. Diami Brown at 62. In fact, I love Diami at 62. Wouldn't hate Landon Dickerson at 62. Rondale Moore in Green Bay's offense would be fun. So I'm excited about the trade-up option. We got to see how it goes, though. Broshmo on the clock. Talk about another good dude. We are in Fan to Fan Network together, him and I. It's a group of YouTubers that work on stuff, and his channel has absolutely taken off. We were kind of doing this for a while, and then like mine just started doing this, and his just went through the roof. But he's got a lot of fun draft content on there. Ven K9 says, I like Amari Rodgers better than Diami, in my opinion. Miami Dolphins select Carlos Basham. That's pretty cool. It's hard to comment at this point. I don't really care because I just have to focus on the Packers, but I don't remember who's taken what at this point. Jaguars. Jabril Cox is next linebacker to consider. Maybe need to move up, though. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I mean, I think some of these guys, and it's kind of like I talked about with Jordan Love and what I think happened with the Packers, where you've got this pile of guys, right? You've got your pile of guys that you really like, and then one by one, they just started getting ticked off. And then you got one guy left, and it's like, we got to go get him. So that could be a situation, too, where, when we get down to not having very many left, it's trade-up territory. Be back in a bit. All right, Chris, we'll be here. Bengals on the clock. I can do this so we can kind of see. Penei Sewell. They still need some offensive line. Could go interior. You got Landon Dickerson sitting right there staring you in the face. Could get some additional help at wide receiver with Elijah Moore. They need a lot of stuff. You can get Asante Samuel. It don't matter. That team needs everything. Probably just don't need a running back is the only thing. I just want somebody to take Davion Nixon. I don't want him on the board when it comes back around. That's all I ask. Just get Davion off my board. Sometime in the draft, we got to get a third running back to replace Williams. I agree. I don't think I'm going to do it in the first 3 rounds. If this was a 7-round mock, I'd be looking at that. But I don't think I'm going to do it in the first 3 rounds. Bengals are milking it. Might not even be here. What's going on in the chat? Anyone want to trade out of the second? Funny. Looking to move early into the second round. All right. Have we got any trades yet? Eagles know what they want. Oh, Asante, no. Asante. That's all right. We knew he wasn't going to make it. Still sad, though. Still sad. All right, let's get caught back up now. So we lost Elijah Moore and Asante Samuel, and Terrace Marshall just went boom, boom, boom. Goat House on the clock. So this is a pick that he had acquired because of Denver being stupid, but whatever. What has the Falcons done so far? They got a pass rusher, running back. Anything along the defensive line, I think they could use more of. Don't need a linebacker. Corner. Santi's gone. Javon Holland, so similar enough, getting a safety. What about Bateman from Minnesota? I'm sure, dude, he's long gone. He's got to be. Rashad Bateman went at pick 22. So, yeah, I'll cruise through here so you guys have something to look at. In terms of picks available, Travis Etienne still on the board. Who would take him? Not the Lions, not the Jets or the Giants, maybe San Francisco? I don't know. Landon Dickerson, an option, but probably wouldn't be my top priority. Jabril Cox is trade-upable. It's something to consider if he gets to that point. I doubt he will. Dylan Radunes. We took a tackle, so we don't need him. Milton Williams. Who is the other defensive tackle? Levi Onwuzurike is a consideration. He's the only other defensive tackle that I would consider taking in, I think, this entire class. Outside of maybe like if you get into the third round looking at strictly nose tackle types. Kadarius. Man, we're just losing everybody. Here goes Kadarius. Now I'm mad. I'm giving you a mad face. What a jerk. Eric Stokes. So we definitely have to consider cornerback, and probably pretty strongly because we're running out of options. There's Onwuzurike, who is an option. Makawamu. You always got Quinn, man. Got the UW. Jackson Karma. We already got a tackle. Tyson Campbell. So there are a lot of corners, and I do think there's going to be some corners sitting there. So at some point, when we start to get to that point, Mike likes Levi U. At some point, I want to start picking which guys I really like, because some of these guys I like more than others, but we still have a long way to go before we get to our pick. We're at pick 10 in the second round. Yeah, Mike wanted Tony. He just went. We're losing everybody. So the Giants now, New York Giants. They took Devontae, so they got their wide receiver. Defense would make a lot of sense for them. Could possibly go Jabril. I know they got Blake, but Jabril would make sense as more of a coverage guy. Corner would make sense. Raduns. I've been saying they need to get offensive line for a while, and I think that makes perfect sense, but a lot of Giants fans don't like that. They like their offensive line. BRM says Eric Stokes I'm in love with. Fall in love with. So Eric Stokes is top of the board right now. Get out of my face. Ouch, my head. Went from meat sweats to meat aches. Now I got meat headaches. 49ers have traded their pick to the Saints. Let's get caught up so we can see what we're doing. So the Saints are on the clock now. Saints, I was going to see what the compensation was. So Eric Stokes, 6'1", 185, kind of an undersized guy. So there goes Stokes, so never mind. All right, don't have to worry about it. Saints moved up to get him, too. You thought you loved Stokes. So let's check out Israel Makawamu. See if anybody's even left by the time we get there. Real big guy, right? So a lot of smaller corners. This is your big 6'4", 205 guy. Violent tackler. And 2019, he graded out extremely well. 2020 was a smaller sample size, but if we scrap 2020, I think Makawamu is just a solid guy, especially if we're looking for that complement to Jair, just getting the big body guy. I don't hate it. His grades in 2020 weren't great, but again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games total. You know, I don't know. It's hard to ding him because he was so good in 2018 and 2019 and so consistent that drop-off is kind of iffy as far as how much I actually care about that. I can check if I go into position what his tendencies were in terms of man versus zone, if that doesn't cause problems with my internet. Stokes at 62 would be a steal. It would have been, but he's gone. T-tackle, get Kenny some help. I hear you. So, change this to coverage scheme. And who are we looking at? Makawamu or Mukuamu, whatever his name is. Doop, 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 doop. Nickelodeon. Baron Browning, perfect. Didn't want him anyways. Perfecto. Where's my man at? Where's my man at? There's so many guys in college. It's going to take a while to find them. It doesn't really matter. Most of these guys play heavy zone. There he is. Oh, so they don't, that's right, they don't have the grades, but he was 48% in man coverage. So he's a 50-50 guy. I can't see his stats. Let's see if there's anything that stands out here. We can just go to passer rating. In man coverage, 118.8. In zone, where is he? Passer rating in zone coverage, 69.8. So he is significantly better as a zone guy. So I'm talking myself into this, because he's going to be doing a lot. And that's the thing, too. The grades are just a reflection. So you've got, let's just say his grade in man is like a 50. His grade in zone is like a 75 or an 80, right? Let's just say. So 50 and 80. So if you go 50-50, it's just an even split, and it's, 50, 60, so 65, whatever. But if you go 80% zone, now it's going to be a lot. Now his grade is going to be like a 75 overall, right? So, all right. So I like Makawamu as an option for sure, especially as a nice compliment to get the big body guy opposite Jair. He's probably going to get drafted soon just because I like him now, but we'll keep going down the list and see what else we got. Tyson Campbell out of Georgia. Grades out great, 2018, 19, and 20. You've got consistency and you've got progression. Progression the first year and then leveled out, but that's fine. 6'2", 185, very similar to Stokes. 114.4 passer rating when targeted is not fantastic, but the year prior was a 55, which is obviously pretty fantastic. He did give up 5 touchdowns in 2020, though. That kind of sucks. 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, 5 pass breakups. He's given up 7 touchdowns, only has 1 interception, 9 pass breakups. That's pretty iffy for me. Let's see if we can find Tyson Campbell on here. Come on. What I could do is just alphabetical. That would make it easier to find him. Nick Bolton. Didn't want him either. Perfect. Keep it coming. Keep her coming. Tyson Campbell. There he is. So, man percentage, 32%. So he did do a lot more zone. His passer rating in man coverage, 126. Passer rating in zone is 101. So not good either way. I don't know. I'm not into it as much. Interior and then linebacker again. So far so good. We'll see what the Colts do here. Joe Tryon. Good football player. Wasn't going to take him, though. So Makawamu is another big football player. Again, you get the consistency as coverage grade 75, 74, 79. That's fine. Doesn't seem to be quite as physical of a tackler or whatever as Makawamu is. However, he doesn't have that big drop off in 2020, which does mean something, whether it's a small sample size or not. Let's see what Ifedi has to do with this zone and man stuff. Don't do it, Raiders. You need a linebacker is what you need. All right, I'll take that. There's Ifedi. All right, so Ifedi, come on. What are we doing? Zone percentage. Man, we're flying here. What the heck? Travis Etienne, I dig it, man. This is a great run. We got a lot of guys that are just sitting there for us. I got to hurry this up. Nah, this isn't, whatever. I can't make this work. So Ifedi's not bad. I think I like Makawamu a little bit more, and then there's really no other corner. So that's it. So Israel is a guy that I like, and Ifedi is a decent consolation prize. I'm not super big on Tyson Campbell. We still have Jabril Cox sitting there. Big fan of that. Don't feel the need necessarily to move up because there's other guys that I like. Levi Onwuzurike, I know I like, but let's take a look at what he has to offer here. Again, one of the few guys that has the pass rush ability as well as the run defense ability. So 78, 91, and 81 as a run defender. And then 2017 wasn't great, but in 2018, 82, and then 2019, 78. He didn't play in 2020. Those are his pass rush grades. Freiermuth, this is going so good. It's going very, very well. So 26 pressures on 189 attempts in 2018, 31 pressures on 227 attempts. That's high. I mean, it's, what are we at, 12% or something for a defensive tackle? I'm fine with that. The sack numbers aren't super high. And again, a lot of people look at the sacks, they're like, he gets 3, and then 4 sacks. It's not that impressive, but the pressures are there. If we continue in here, and again, they don't have a lot of the cool stats. You have to go to each individual thing. So let's go to he wants me to trade up to 22. Where are we at? I might do it. I might do it. What does he want in return? He wants a third. I don't want to do that because then I'm not going to get my other third-round pick. I want to give everybody 3 picks. I can't do that. I mean, again, it might have been worth it just because, there's guys we want. But anyways, what was I doing here? I want to find – this is ridiculous. Just go here. I want to look at the pass rush, some of the pass rush stats in particular here. And then he's a Washington. We'll just go to that team. So many players in college, it makes it hard to whittle it down. Washington is taking Dyami Brown. I'm fine with it. I know a lot of you guys loved him, and we haven't even really looked at wide receivers. That's also an option. Got to go back to 2019. Find my man Levi. What do we have at wide receiver? Well, we'll just keep going here. So there's my man Israel. Quinn is an option. There's Amon-Ra. Oh, Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore is a very strong consideration, in my opinion. This doesn't want to load for me, but I don't know, man. We got some options. I don't really know what to do. Nope, there goes Rondale, so that makes it a little easier. I'm going to give him a mad face because I was about to get excited about that. And, of course, it's the Bears that get Rondale. Whatever. That just means he's going to suck and we had dodged a bullet. Whew, a lot of comments here. What do we got? Kevin King is similar to Stokes. Not worried about that. King and Stokes are nothing alike. Santi Samuel better than Stokes. Levi's looking good for 62. Yes. I do like that for sure. How about offensive lineman from Whitewater? It's a consideration. I think just positional value. I'm really stuck on. Corner is very important, and I think we're going to lose a lot of value if we wait until the third. I don't know that there's anyone I'm going to be in love with. Levi, same thing. If we can get Levi, I think that's a fantastic pick. I don't know that we get another Levi. We can get a nose tackle to help us against the run. I don't think you get that guy that's a great run defender that's also a really good pass rusher. So I don't think I like Quinn. I just don't think it's going to happen. Jason Owe gone yet? He has to be, I would think, right? I guess I don't know that. There's been a lot of weird things. Patriots, you going to break my heart again? Betty Melfonwu. All right. I'm glad they like Melfonwu because I like Makawamu. How many picks do we have here? So we've got, I am going to do that thing. So we got, let's see. Got him. Which wide receivers do we really like? None of these guys for sure. We can check them out, but nothing right now. And then for sure, I like Levi. Right? So what else do we want to look at? You got edge rushers. You've got linebacker. Jabril is still there. Jabril is a very strong consideration. Gregory Rousseau, is he there? It is a consideration. I've never been a big Rousseau fan, but he is. He might be there in the third round. I don't know. I mean, Asai is still there. I would probably rather have Asai than Rousseau. I think there's good depth at edge. I really do. I've found edge rushers. I mean, I'm telling you for sure that we can get an edge rusher Anyways, let's go back to our main thing. Please go away so I can look at the whole thing. Nope. There we go. Milton Williams is being screamed in the comments section, so let's take a look. Milton is an athletic freak who would help Kenny Clark. All right. I'm just curious, because I know I've looked at it and there wasn't anybody else I liked, but maybe I overlooked Milton. Let's just see what the deal is here. Colts have traded their picks. They've been trying to trade out of this spot for a while. They finally got the Lions to bite. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Milton Williams is a freak for sure. So this is interesting. Check this out. So he might have just because that's been the trend. And then probably Seattle will too, because Seattle's a team I hate. Don't do it. Oh, that's fine. You're fine. Go ahead. Go on with your bad self. I'm going to even give you a smiley face. Well done. Man, we're getting close. So he had 7 sacks in 2019, but he had 35 pressures on 434 attempts, which is not great. We got a trade offer here. What is the trade offer? He's going to give me third 60 and a 4th round pick, which I can't even use because it's a 3-round deal. And I want to get rid of this. Can I please get rid of this? Because I don't want that anymore. Anyways. So Milton's an option. Certainly an option. I think it's a higher risk thing because of the smaller school. But again, 90 overall grade in 2020. So he's